Hi, I'm Sally Smart of Tyro TV, coming to you from beautiful Boston, Walker Stalker 17, and I'm here to interview Robin Overton, the black and white guy. Now, Robin, you're called the black and white guy because your artwork is always done in pencil or ink. And how many years have you been doing this?
I've been drawing with pencil for about 51 years, but we've only been doing the Walking Dead circuit since about December of 2014. Wow. So my whole life basically has been, I didn't know I was colorblind until I was 21, but it all makes sense now.
Well, your artwork is fantastic. It's just stunningly exact and beautiful and artistic. And but you didn't start with The Walking Dead. Who did you start with?
Started with, the basic stuff. A lot of friends and family wanted personal portraits done, and did a lot of sailing ships and wolves and horses and just stuff. The living things are the things that are hardest to draw. Ships and log cabins and mountain scenes, those are easy, but to get the eyes and the features of a face to make it actually looks like someone is very difficult.
You make it look easy. They're so good. Who's your favorite character in The Walking Dead to draw?
It's hard to draw. Andrew Lincoln and Norman Reedus are very hard to draw. They have a specific look, and if you have anything wrong with it at all, you can see it. I mean, I'm a perfectionist. My favorite ones to draw are probably Norman Reedus. He's exceptional. Our favorite friends on the show, however, are Ross Marquand and Irone Singleton, which I have drawn them and given them their drawings, but they're our favorite people on the show. They're just so friendly and they make you feel like family.
That's right. You actually know the people that you're drawing and became friends with them. Tell me more about being friends with the actual actors of your favorite show.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I mean, we never ever dreamed we would ever be in a position where we can go to all these Walker Stalker cons and meet all these guys, hang out with them. When they see you and they come up and give you a big hug and tell you they missed you, that's priceless.
That's amazing. And as I understand from what you told me earlier, you don't even need to have a day job, but you still have a day job.
Yes. My wife and I live in southern Indiana. She works as well, which is tough because we need off for these weekends and stuff. But I'm a paramedic. I have been for 30 years. If I'm not making emergencies, I can draw. So that's basically where I do all my drawing is at work. So it works out very well for me.
It's funny, you work your day job saving lives, and then you draw pictures of people killing people in Walking Dead, or dead people.
Yeah, it's strange. It really is. But I've got a fantastic boss. I work for Knox County EMS in Indiana, and he's even made a statement. He wants to hear about our shows every weekend, and he's not a typical boss. He's like one of my best friends. And if we ever have the opportunity to go to Australia for a 2-week show or something or anything like that, I'm off. He'll give me the time off.
So you go to all of these shows all around the world?
We had an opportunity to go to London this year and London, England next year, and we gave it up to go on the Walker Stalker cruise in January. We just couldn't get the time off. My wife couldn't get the time off for that, and I will not do this without her. She's my rock. She's my biggest fan, and her name's Colleen, and I wouldn't be doing this without her. I wouldn't. She's the CEO of our company, and it's gone very well, very well.
It makes me so happy to notice that an artist can make a living from their work when so many people are struggling, and you can do something that you love and that other people love. In fact, I think you should tell people how people can get a hold of your website and how they can get your artwork. And once they see it, they're going to be just blown away.
I appreciate that. We're called the Black and White Guy. That's the name of our family business here. It's under TWD the Black and White Guy. We've got a Facebook, a Twitter, and also an eBay store, and that's what it's under. I mean, that's the Twitter is not on our cards right now, but we're soon to get that on there. Apparently, that is the way to go now, the Twitter. So,
Really?
I'm not savvy on all this stuff. I mean, the computer stuff, but my wife is. That's why I need her so bad. But TWD, the Black and White Guy, and Robin and Colleen Overton, that's who we are.
Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure talking to you here at Walker Stalker 17 in Boston. Sally Smart here at Walker Stalker Convention in Boston 17. I'm with Sam Miserendino. Did I get that right?
Very good. Yep, you did.
Yeah. So you're an artist and a creator of this wonderful comic book, and now I see you have a new.
Right, I have a new book out. It's called If You Give a Bunny a Beer.
If You Give a Bunny a Beer.
Yes, and it's a children's book for parents who like to drink. It's a cautionary tale about the dangers of mixing alcohol and small mammals. So if you're thinking of doing that, don't. Or at least read the book first.
So this is going to be a series.
Right, we're having an entire Addicted Animals series. So the second book in the series is If You Give a Bear a Bong.
If you give a bear a bong.
Right, and that'll be available July 3rd, and it's already available for pre-order. So if you Google it, you can find out where you can order it now.
That's excellent. So this is one of those adult kids books, like to sleep.
Right, exactly. It's definitely for adults and perhaps sophisticated kids. Kids with a good sense of humor.
Tell me about this other work. I see Prince of Pieces.
Right, Prince of Pieces is my first book. It's about Jesus coming back, but not quite as expected. Or as someone here very cleverly said, an idea which I had thought of, it's the second coming that nobody saw coming. And the tagline for that is, for 2,000 years you've been eating his flesh and drinking his blood. Now it's his turn.
Oh, that's perfect for Walker Stalker. Oh, my goodness.
Right, exactly. And Prince of Pieces is available on Amazon. So if anyone's interested, they can find it there.
Great. Do you have a website, and you're on Twitter? And
Well, I've got a Facebook page for both books. So if somebody just types in the title, they'll find it on Facebook.
how long have you been making comic books and writing books?
Well, I've been writing my whole life, but really in the last 4 or 5 years it's taken off. And Prince of Pieces came out about 4 years ago. And If You Give a Bunny a Beer just came out. And actually, If You Give a Bunny a Beer and If You Give a Bear a Bong just got picked up by a major publisher.
Excellent.
And they're going to have global release next summer.
So if I'm hearing you right, you just got picked up by a publisher, but you were already published. So did you self-publish?
Well, no, I went through a small publisher, a small independent publisher, Creators Edge Press, and they're based in Seattle. And they're a great outfit because their philosophy is they want to serve as a stepping stone for people trying to enter the business. And they certainly did that for me because they gave me the opportunity to get my book out there, that then created this opportunity where I now have a very major publisher who's putting the book out next year.
Oh, that makes me feel very encouraged for all those writers out there and all those artists who want to get started in the business. Would you like to give some words of encouragement to the new artists coming up?
Well, yes, I would certainly say that keep writing and do everything you can to get your work out there, because you never know when an opportunity will arise and who might pick up your work and look at it and then give you an opportunity from there.
That's wonderful. I'm a little disconcerted because I was on my way here and one of the crowd bit me.
Oh my God.
And I'm wondering if I should be worried about that.
I think you should, and do you mind if I slowly step away from you at this time?
You're the third person who's done that. This is Sally Smart of Tyro TV, running to the paramedics. Sally Smart here at Walker Stalker 17 here in beautiful Boston, Massachusetts, and I'm talking to artist Scott Strak.
How are you? Nice to meet you.
Tell me about this art. You do a lot of Walker Stalker and superheroes.
Yes. Yes, I do. I've been doing Walker Stalker since the beginning, and I'm a celebrity portrait artist and freelance. I'm based out of Philadelphia.
Philadelphia, and I really, really like this artwork, and you use color, and you did Gardens of the Galaxy, and what would you say is your most sought after artwork?
Well, The Walking Dead is popular, and it's always been popular, but a lot of the Marvel and DC stuff is up there, and it's anywhere you go, it's popular, so a lot of people love that stuff.
How long have you been doing this?
A little over 3.5 years.
Oh, you're like a beginner.
Yeah, I guess so.
And I can see, people are just like crowding at your table and buying all kinds of artwork. Do you still have a day job?
No, I've been doing, a little over 3 years is how long I've been doing this full time.
I love hearing that people can make money, a living off of their art. Do you continue to do this for a while, or are you going to branch out into other kinds of art?
As of right now, I'm going to stick with what I do, and maybe my opinion will change and I'll feel differently soon, but as of right now, I'm comfortable with this stuff. Yeah, I'll stick with it.
How long, like in a week, how many hours would you put in doing this?
Like a drawing, or just being on the road, or?
Oh, well, I'm thinking of artists who would love to do what you're doing and saying, oh my God, somebody's doing it. Let me tell my mom I can be an artist. So that's where I was going with that question, leading that, okay. How much of your life do you have to devote to this to earn a living?
All of it. All of it. Being self-employed, you're only going to support yourself, and if you want to make money, you got to get out there and do it. You got to put in the work and the time and the effort. But you have to be passionate about it too. If you want to do this for a living, you have to really be invested and involved, 100%, 120%. So it's a great job. It's fun. But when you work for yourself, you really got to put in the time and effort.
I can see the love you put into the artwork. It really shows. It's not just a rendering of a picture. You capture them so beautifully, but they also have like a lot of emotion. And that really struck me as your art is just, head and shoulders above most of the stuff I see at a con, and I'm just flabbergasted. I'm blown away. And what con, since people will want to buy your artwork, where can they get it? Are you on eBay? Are you on the internet?
I have a Store Envy website, and then I sell through Facebook and everything else, like other social media that'll be on.
What's the URL for your website?
It's just scottstrakaart.storeenvy.com.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry I have to run, but this thing is starting to pain me. You're not going to believe this, but somebody bit me when I was walking down the hall. Do you think I should be worried?
I might want to get that looked at. I think so.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Sally Smart here with Tyro TV, and we're at Walking Dead 17 in beautiful Boston, Massachusetts. And I'm with one of my favorite characters from Walking Dead, T-Dog, Irone Singleton. I have one quick question about The Walking Dead.
Yes, ma'am.
So you play a positive role model. You didn't go bad like Rick did once in a while. You were always good. You were always rescuing people, sacrificing your life. Can you tell me about playing a positive role model?
It's I kind of shaped T-Dog around who I am as a person. I had a clean slate when I got the character T-Dog because he's not in the comics. So when I discovered that, I was like, oh, I can just do whatever with the character, whatever I want to do. And I basically borrowed the attributes that I possess and just plastered them onto T-Dog. And that's what you got in the show, because my goal or my responsibility is to be a role model. And I take that very seriously. I take it very seriously. So I'm just glad I was able to serve that purpose through the character T-Dog.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I knew you'd say something good like that. And I want to ask you about your new project that I didn't know about. You're making. You wrote a book about being in The Walking Dead. Can you talk about that?
I did, yeah. And I wish I had a book to show you, but it's called by The Walking Dead. But you know what, Sarah? I have this right here. Side of The Walking Dead. My book is based on this one-man show, which is based on my book. Because it didn't start, this show didn't start as Blindsided by The Walking Dead, because I wrote it before I actually wrote the book. It was called, and before I booked The Blind Side, so it was called Irony the Resurrected. And then when I booked The Blind Side and I booked The Walking Dead, I changed the name of the show to Blindsided by The Walking Dead. So you see how that worked out right there? But yeah, and it's based on my time on the set of The Walking Dead. I also talk about my time in The Blind Side, my experiences, pretty entertaining anecdotes about my times on the sets. And it also details my life story of growing up destitute in the inner city of Atlanta, Georgia, and overcoming several obstacles to get to where I am today. Yeah.
Is that show coming to Boston? Can we see it?
Yeah, it better one day. That is the dream. That's the hope. And I think that, you know, if it's meant to be, it will be. I believe strongly in it, and I'm hoping so.
It looks wonderful. I want to see it. I really want to see it.
I want you to see it. I want you to see it. I want you to see it. I want you to see it. All of you. Do you hear? I'm talking to you on the couch. Yes, that's you.
And your music. You do music too?
Oh, my goodness. You do your research, don't you?
I do my research.
Yes, I have an album. It's called Hypocrisy, and it basically it reflects my feelings and my journey again. I thought about calling it Blindsided by The Walking Dead. I said, that's too much. That's just too much. So it's basically in music. It's in music form. So hopefully you can go out and get that album. It's available at Amazon, iTunes, not Amazon. My book is at Amazon. And it's iTunes and everywhere else, TuneCore, you name it. So get the album too.
Get the album too. You know, I'm a big fan of Game of Thrones, you know, like a burning sun. I love it. But then I started watching The Walking Dead. Walking Dead is better than Game of Thrones because it has a love story in it. Love stories.
Listen to her, because her last name is not smart for nothing. She knows what she's talking about. Yes, it's bigger than just zombies. It's about the relationships that exist and how people survive under duress. And you got all the different love stories and the love triangle. Let's not forget to mention that at the very beginning between Shane, Rick, and Lori. But you got to watch to find out. You got to watch it. If you're not watching it, you know what I mean when you watch it.
This has been Sally Smart and
Irone Singleton.
And we have something in common. We both got bit.
I know. I'm still healing, but Herschel, he helped me out. He's good. That's a good man right there. So I'll be okay, though. We'll be okay. Are you okay?
I don't know.
I think you might be infected.
How long do I have?
Not long. You may be turning.
Uh-oh. I better go before I turn.
You don't want.
Sally Smart here of Tyro TV, and we're here at Stalker 17 in beautiful Boston, Massachusetts. And I'm here with Mike Doherty, artist. Mike Doherty.
How you doing? I've been an artist for the last, for as long as I've known. But my work has always been pop culture related, so I've always been here in the comic book scene when I make things. I started doing stuff when I was 19, which was a long time ago. So now I do a lot of comic book, pop culture, TV related, movie related imagery. Because that's my symbol set. That's what has always appealed to me, and it's in the image. That's the images that I make. I do sketch cards. I do comic book sketch covers. I've done comic book covers. I have a new comic book coming out a year from October called The Mansion. It's in development right now, so I'm working with a writer on that. Our company is Saturday Night Comics, so hopefully we'll have some new stuff announcing in October for the following October. I do pop culture stuff. I deal with I have some celebrity clients. Sid Haig from The Devil's Rejects is a client of mine.
The Devil's Rejects is a comic book?
It's a horror movie with Rob Zombie directed it. Sid Haig plays one of the three main characters, Captain Spaulding. So Sid does conventions, and he bought this image that I had done off me. I was lucky he actually signed a whole bunch of them for me also. So
That's excellent. So you're a local boy.
I am. I grew up in Braintree. I live on the South Shore still in Weymouth. I do all the local cons. Actually, I'm lucky. I get to do a couple of national ones now: New York Comic Con, San Diego Comic Con, Boston, Rhode Island, all the local conventions.
So you were an artist here in Boston. What is the climate like now in Boston to be an artist?
It's actually pretty great. It's up and coming. I went to Mass College of Art, so I do have a pretty good training in what's contemporary, what's new, and what's happening in the scene right now. I was lucky enough to study with one of my professors, actually showed at the ICA, which is across the street from the hotel. A year ago, September, he had a retrospective show there, so I'm lucky to have been part of the Boston art scene, and it's up and coming. It really is.
Up and coming. Because I knew it used to really be great, and then it kind of went down because the prices of housing is too high around here.
Yeah, but some of the the suburban towns have really thriving art scenes. I rent a studio in Rockland, and there are 2 buildings there, 4 floors of artists. So the local scene is pretty great. There was a convention last weekend, and the artists did okay. There's a lot of artists at this show who seem to be doing okay. And we'll be at, all the other local shows around.
Speaking of doing okay, does that mean you've quit your day job?
No, I'm actually an art teacher during the day, so I get my summers off. So I love what I do. Even if I was huge and sold paintings for thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, I wouldn't quit teaching. It's one of the things that I was born to do, and I've known that since I was a little kid.
Well, that's wonderful. I love it when a local artist can make it. And my final question to you is, we always ask this, because our audience wants to know, how do I get into that? I have a singing talent or an art talent or a writing talent. They want to know how the artist got started, the successful artist, which is you. So how did you start?
It's really it's passion and hard work. I draw every single day. It's just like if I wanted to learn how to shoot baskets, I'd shoot baskets. And by the time I finished my 1,000th basket, I'll be better than when I started. I may not be NBA quality, but I'll still be better than when I started. You just have to make the work. You just sit down and make the work. And you keep making it until somebody notices, and someone will. If you have that passion to continue to create, you'll find your audience. You always do.
You'll find your audience.
Yeah.
On that cheery note, you'll find your audience. I want to thank Mike Doherty. You want to say your website before I go?
sherpaillustration.blogspot.com.
Thank you. This is Sally Smart and Mike Doherty from Walker Stalker 17. I'm Sally Smart from Tyro TV, and we're here at Walker Stalker 17 in beautiful Boston, Massachusetts, and I'm with a VIP member. So your name is Brady, right?
Yes.
So what's your favorite character from The Walking Dead?
Well, that's a really hard decision, but if I had to pick one, my favorite character from The Walking Dead would be Carl Grimes. And his real name is Chandler Riggs.
Carl Grimes is the young boy with the hat. So you're going to get yourself a hat?
I have one.
You should have worn it for the interview.
Oh, here.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So, okay, now that you have your hat,
Yes.
tell us, are you having a great time at Walker Stalker?
I really am. It's so fun to see all of the actors from the TV show and hear about how it's going and everything.
Did you get your picture taken with any celebrities?
Yes, I got my picture taken with Carl Grimes, also known as Chandler Riggs, Herschel, who's played by Scott Wilson, and I got a picture with Tara and Elena. Well, Tara from The Walking Dead, and Elena is like who she plays. And I got a picture with a girl. I got a picture with Rosita, who, and the person who plays her is Kristen. That's her name.
Kristen. So, did you get to look at any of the artists' work?
Yes, I did. I got some really good artist pictures, and they're really pretty.
Did you get bit? I got bit. Look.
No, I did not get bit. Thankfully.
Well, people tell me I should be worried about that. Do you think I should be worried about that?
I don't know. I mean, you could turn into a zombie.
Oh, I guess that's bad. Okay, this is Sally Smart signing out from Walker Stalker.
Well, a song about never saying never and never being told what you can or cannot do. This is one of us. A 1, 2, 3. Fighting, or when fighting got to me, I looked to find examples on the field of chivalry, and I saw mighty arms, much stronger than my arms could ever be. So I thought perhaps that field was not for me. But still I stayed and watched the fighting till one figure stood apart, in armor newly fashioned and a helm more pot than art. But each blow is thrown with honor and the lightness of the heart. So I took that step which soon became a start. 'Cause she was not the biggest fighter, nor one to raise a fuss, but I remember being proud that she was one of us. And we might never stand together in a shield wall side by side. Because of her I lift my sword with pride. She was ladylike and lively, not the type you would expect, with a braver heart than many and a slot shot to respect. And I guess she'd once decided this was where she'd like to be, and I thought if she could do it, why not me? 'Cause she was